this is Tentamon from Digimon. Make sure you subscribe to Dimsy's Domain.
Orochimon's Rampage, TK's first appearance, the battle with Orochimon being shown to the world, and a final 10-minute countdown. But to what exactly? These are the headlines coming out of this week's episode of Digimon 2020 titled The Battle in Tokyo against Orochimon. So let's look at the good, the bad, and the straight up ugly from this week's episode of Digimon Adventure 2020. Now let's start off with the good. I don't know about you guys, but last week and this week's episode have been some of the best episodes so far, from the first minute to the cliffhanger right at the end. Even the action has been exciting to watch. So let's go into depth with this, starting with right at the beginning of the episode. Orochimon's roar is sending shockwaves throughout the fake Tokyo, and it turned out that it's affecting the real Tokyo as well. Izzy also reveals that Orochimon is an ultimate level Digimon. Metal Greymon and Zudomon get easily overpowered in a Dragon Ball Z style beam struggle against Orochimon, and because Orochimon is so strong, they actually de-digivolve back into their rookie forms, showing how much of a threat Orochimon is to send two ultimate level Digimon back into their rookie forms. That's not a feat to sneeze at. It's absolute carnage by Orochimon. The Digidestined are retreating on Garudamon, but Matt is the only one who didn't want to retreat. He was saying we have to finish it now, and he does have a point. If they don't finish Orochimon now, then Orochimon would be let loose in the digital world, causing mayhem to innocent Digimon, as we saw in previous episodes with Canon Beamon and Scorpiomon. But Orochimon is worse. He could actually take over the digital world, and considering that he already went to the real world to copy the data to make the fake Tokyo in the first place, he could even go to the real world and cause massive destruction there as well. So I 100% agree with Matt here. Orochimon is attacking them and everything else he lays eyes on. Matt tells Garurumon to battle, but Garurumon hesitates, and due to the destruction Orochimon is causing, they all fall into the rubble. But I found this scene so interesting. Garurumon looked like he refused an order from Matt. Compare that to the first season when Matt told Metal Garurumon to attack Tai. He didn't think twice. Here he actually is hesitating to follow his orders, and it looked like he wanted to say no. I've been saying all along that the Digimon have more personality and character in this series than in previous seasons, and this captures it perfectly. Normally the partner Digimon would follow any order the Digidestined would make, which adds to the charm of the partner Digimon because they're like loyal pets who will follow your orders and will be at your side at all times. That's what made us love them before. Their loyalty was undeniable, but they had no personality or character, which hindered any character growth for the partner Digimon. Here in this small scene is a perfect example on how Garurumon has more of a character now than he did previously, solely because he refused Matt's order. I think this could be a foreshadowing of things to come with Matt and Gabumon. Matt may end up doing something crazy and it results in him and Gabumon having a massive row. Tai's mom's GPS is acting all strange as a result from the battle within the digital world. You have the group split into two again. You have the main two leaders, Tai and Matt, in one group, whilst you had the rest of the team in another group. They're all hiding underneath the rubble from Orochimon's attacks. Izzy is theorizing that because Aizumon created the fake Tokyo, is still linked to the real Tokyo in some way. That's why there was that power outage in the first place. Matt explains to Tai that TK lives near Shibuya, and for the first time in the series, we finally see our hopeful angel TK. He was trying to call Matt, but he couldn't because Matt's in the digital world. Judging by the photo, it seems that the writers are sticking to the roots that TK is living with his mum, whilst Matt is living with his dad, because TK was holding his mum's hand whilst Matt was with his dad in that photo. Straight after the scene with TK, we see Kari in her mum's car. When she turned and she looked at the electrical surge, we saw a glimpse of Orochimon. Is this only a Digidestined thing or is it just a Kari thing? Because the image of Orochimon was on the side of a building and not on a computer or a TV screen, so she can see what's happening in the digital world. Is that specific to only her because she also knows the battle with Algomon? That's a question for you guys in the comments. Apparently the trains are working again, so she and her mom decide to leave the car and take the train instead. And this is what happens when there's a massive panic going on. People trample over each other, and that's what happened here. but then later Kari was okay, so what was the point of showing us that scene? The next scene is my favorite scene in this episode and is probably one of my best scenes so far in this season. We have the characters talking about their experiences so far and the struggles they have faced, as well as having some good light-hearted banter amongst themselves on which of their Ultimate Digimon is the biggest and the coolest. I'll ask that question to you guys. Which one is your favorite Ultimate level partner Digimon? Comment down below. I would love to see who gets the most votes. Mimi's jokes. She says Palmon is only pretty once she turns into Lilymon. I don't think Palmon enjoyed that comment by Mimi. She's so brutal, but she still has a smile while she's being so brutal, so you know it's all bants. I love scenes like this because we rarely see them just chilling out and talking to each other about other stuff other than the mission or objective that needs to be completed. This was the first time I'm seeing these guys, including the original story with Adventure 02 and Digimon Adventure Tri, that they're all discussing which of their Digimon is the coolest. They have never done that before. It's so refreshing, and that's what makes you be a kid. You're competitive. You want to show that whatever you have is better than your friends, and in this case your partner Digimon. It's so nice to see them laughing about it and not taking it personally, which makes these characters more human and relatable. It gives a warm family feel because they have been separated for so long. It's like they can relax now that they're all back together again, because they know together they can beat Orochimon. They have the pressure of an entire city on their shoulders, so they have to grow up quickly and make mature decisions so far in this season. But this scene made them feel like they're kids again, and it's just nice seeing them carefree. Even with Tai and Matt, when Matt said to Gabumon, "Let's go," and Tai said, "Wait," I thought they were going to have an argument, but the opposite happened, which was so refreshing to see. I feel maybe Gabumon and Matt might have more arguments than Tai and Matt would, because this is not the hot-headed Tai of the original. This is a level-headed Tai, so I don't see them both arguing as much as they did in the original. However, Matt seems to be the rash and hot-headed one here. Because of the earlier scene, we may have a big row between Gabumon and Matt in the future. It does happen. TK and Patamon had a massive row and they stopped talking to each other for an entire episode during the Myotismon arc in the original, so rows between a Digidestined and their partner Digimon does happen. As the electric surge is getting stronger, I think we saw TK's TV screen getting that surge. Now guys, in real time, as I was watching this episode, I thought TK might witness what's happening in the digital world through the TV, just like how Kari saw Orochimon. But whilst that's happening, Tai and Matt along with Greymon and Were-Garurumon are leading the charge against Orochimon. Matt makes Garurumon digivolve into Were-Garurumon. Were-Garurumon used his Kaiser Nail attack against one of the heads of Orochimon, but it didn't do anything. It's like Orochimon is a mega level Digimon instead of an ultimate. That's how overpowered he seems. He brushed off the attack as if it was Gabumon attacking him instead of a fellow ultimate level Digimon. Metal Greymon joins the battle. He used his Giga Storm attack. Side note guys, he's using the laser beams instead of the missiles, which adds more variety to his moveset. And for me, the more moves the better, especially if you're a Metal Digimon who are known to have more weapons in their body. He used the Giga Storm attack, but just like in the beginning of the episode, he gets overpowered and gets thrown into the buildings. Just as where Garurumon and Metal Garurumon said they won't give up, the rest of the gang appear and speak those same words. Zudomon did a move that Thanos did in Avengers Endgame. He deflected the enemy attack by spinning his hammer. It's always the Marvel references with Zudomon. All the partner Digimon are charging at each head of Orochimon, and the Digivices are all glowing with each Digidestined. And as we're watching this, I'm getting our wargame flashbacks when everyone was watching the battle in the internet with Diaboromon through their computers. I'm talking about the people of the world in that film. And guys, like I said earlier, when watching it in real time, I had a feeling that they're gonna show the fight on TK's TV screen, but I didn't think they would show it outside in the public where Kari is at as well. The question is it only Kari and TK who saw the fight, or did the members of the public that were there see that fight as well? I know they saw the countdown timer, the 10-minute timer right at the end of the episode, but did they see the Digimon fight as well? Please comment down below what you guys think. Metal Greymon unleashed his Giga Destroyer, launching those missiles right into Orochimon's main head, killing him in the process. And speaking of our wargame, just as we have the Digidestined finally having some downtime, we see right at the end of the episode a 10-minute countdown being displayed in the digital world and in the real world. What could this mean? Is Orochimon giving us a countdown to how much time they got left before he digivolves into his mega form? I guess we'll have to wait until next week's episode to see. There are no bad or ugly points. these episodes have been solid. The last two especially. It feels like the writers have taken it up another level in terms of quality, action, pacing, story, everything. If it keeps getting better, then we are in for a treat, guys. And guys, let me know what you lot thought of this episode. Please like the video and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the notification bell to stay up to date with our content. We usually try our best to release a Digimon video midweek, so please guys, click the bell for those videos as well. And as always, care for nothing.